Good morning, welcome to Golden Hour. This is your space to practice yoga in the mornings and to move your body with intention. My name is Camilla. We're here at the cabin. We have some chickens here. I'm not sure if there's any. Wait, there's one hiding just under here, so you may see them running around. It is a bit cold outside today, so we'll make sure we get nice and warm in here and we will get going. So to begin with, we'll start seated on our mat, crossing legs, middle of the shins, lifting tall through your spine, letting your hands rest somewhere, maybe on your knees or in your lap, palms up or down, closing your eyes and feeling yourself grounding down into your mat. And starting to deepen your breath, engaging the Ujjayi breathing, which is breathing in and out through the nose, constricting in the back of the throat. So we're making like an oceanic wave sound as we breathe. So inhaling, exhale. Again, big inhale, big exhale. Dropping shoulders down, releasing any tension in your face. And the aim of today's class is to breathe with intention. From here, blinking open the eyes, walking your fingertips out to the side, and then lifting right hand high to the sky and tipping over, side stretch on the left side. Lots of space on the right side body, feeling your breath in between your ribs. And thinking about opening through the chest. Reaching through the fingers. Inhale, coming back up and switching side, reaching tall first and then tipping to the right this time, grounding through your left sit bone. Inhale, coming back up and then right knee to left knee. Right hand to left knee, left hand behind you, reaching tall through your spine, and then once you have the length, twisting to the back of the room. Inhale back to center, and then switching sides. So left hand, right knee, tall through the spine, rotating your body to the back. Back to center. Roll your shoulders back and down, and then coming over to hands and knees, all fours. Placing your hands into the mat, dropping your belly down, looking up to the sky, cow, and then rounding through your spine. Exhale into cat. Inhale, pushing down. Exhale, tucking chin to chest, navel to spine. One more, make it nice and big. And then coming back to neutral spine. And then from here, tucking your toes under, pushing yourself back, finding your way into downward facing dog. Feeling your breath from your fingertips traveling all the way to your heels, so all along the body. Bending one knee at a time, walking your dog. Coming to rest in stillness. And then slowly, lots of small steps all the way so that we meet front of the mat, forward fold. Big generous bend in your knees and holding onto opposite elbows, dropping your head. This is ragdoll, so think heavy, think loose, swaying side to side. Weight forward in your toes. Releasing your hands and rolling all the way up to standing. Head comes last, shoulders back and down, palms open. Then finding your mountain, so grounding down through your heels, engaging through your kneecaps, drawing belly button into spine, lifting through the chest. Shoulders are back, palms are open, head is slightly lifted. And just noticing any energy you feel in the body. Now that we've moved a tiny bit. Hands to heart center. We'll take one round of breath in and out through the nose. So big inhale, holding, and then big exhale through the nose. Blinking, open your eyes. Inhale, hands reach. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins. Again, thinking weight forward. Exhale, hands to the mat, stepping back into plank and lowering all the way down to your belly. Hands under shoulders. Inhale, low cobra. So it's the tiniest of movement here, up. Exhale, folding back down. And again, inhale. Exhale, one more. Inhale. And then looking over one shoulder, over to the right. Back to center. And then looking over to the left. Back to center. And then pushing hands and knees, downward facing dog. 3 deep breaths. Inhale. Exhale. 1. 2. 3. Very good. Lifting right leg high to the sky. Big step. Front of your mat. Dropping left knee to the mat. We're in a low lunge. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, sinking a little deeper. Dropping shoulders down. And then from here, hands to the mat, flexing your foot, finding half split. Toes curling back towards you. And then from here, walking to the long edge of your mat. We're setting up for gate pose. So we have left knee on the mat. Inhale, reaching up, grounding through your right foot. Exhale, reaching up to the right side, opening up our side body. Exhale, left hand to the mat, reaching right hand tall to the sky. Right hand reaches overhead for a breath. And then coming back, let's see if we can catch our foot with our hand opening up through the chest, pushing our hip forward, engaging through the glutes. and shining your chest up to the sky. Releasing the foot, so we're staying in this half plank variation, reaching long with your foot. Hand can reach back overhead. And then dropping your hand to the mat. We're at the back of the mat this time. Coming into a cat-cow, so inhale, looking up to the sky, exhale, rounding. One more. Tucking your toes under, pushing back, downward facing dog. Lifting left leg high to the sky, big step, front of the mat, dropping right knee to the mat. Inhale, climbing up and sweeping arms up to the sky. Hands to the mat, flexing your front foot, half split. So squaring off the hips so that one hip isn't being pulled too far back. And then turning again, log edge of the mat, setting up again for gate pose. Inhale, opening up. And then exhale, left hand to left leg. Hand to the mat, reaching up and over your ear. Finding one big long energy line from your heel to your fingertips. And then lifting your leg, catching your foot with your hand. Feeling your breath here. Releasing your foot, hand comes up and over. And then dropping your hand and your knee. One cat-cow. Pushing back, downward facing dog. Looking to the front of your mat, stepping up to the front. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Again, inhale, halfway lift. And this time holding on to big toes with your peace fingers and thumb. Bending at the elbow, you can bend your knees if you need. Releasing shoulders down. Inhale. Exhale, see if you can sink a little lower. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, releasing your hands and rolling back up. Mountain pose. Inhale, hands lift. Slight back bend, and then exhale, folding all the way forward. Halfway lift. Folding down to the mat, stepping back into plank, and then finding your vinyasa here, lowering down chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Three big breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Looking to the front of the mat, stepping your right foot all the way to the front. Turning your feet to face the long edge of the mat. So we're in a wide-legged forward fold. Releasing your head down, releasing your hands. You can add some movement here. And then when you're ready, arriving in stillness. Trying to walk your wrists all the way back in line with your heels, if that is accessible. If not, just stay where you are. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, coming onto fingertips. Clasping your hands behind your back, so interlacing your fingers. Drawing shoulder blades together. And exhale, folding back down. Shoulders away from ears. And then releasing your hands, walking over to your right foot, holding somewhere on your right leg or your ankle, your foot with your left hand, opening up with your right to the sky. And then hands to the mat, walking over to the left foot, catching hold somewhere and then twisting open with your left arm. Hands back to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, folding forward one last time. Walking yourself back to the front of the mat, stepping back straight away into dog, or finding your vinyasa, lowering down. Inhale, over the toes. And exhale, pushing back. From here, stepping one foot in at a time, coming to sit down on your mat, extending through your legs. Sitting tall, and then reaching hands to the sky. Inhale, exhale, folding forward, seated forward fold. Bringing all your awareness to your breath. And using your breath here to help you expand into the pose. So we're not forcing anything, but instead just exploring. Using inhales to lengthen. Exhales to sink a little deeper. You have 3 more breaths here. Beautiful, calming back up, inhale, and exhale, bending your knees, moving your bottom towards your feet and rolling down, hugging your knees into your chest. Letting yourself sink into the mat. From here, bringing your heels close into your body. We're setting up for bridge pose. So hands are placing palms down on the mat, pressing your hands into the mat, engaging your glutes, lifting your bottom to the sky, driving up through your hips, and then if you're available, interlacing your fingers. And if you want even more height, bringing the palms to your lower back, making a pillar to the bridge here. Inhale, exhale, one more big inhale, and exhale, sinking back down, hugging your knees in. And from here, placing your right knee over your left knee, we're going to come into Gobukasana, so cow facing pose, but instead we're lying on our back rather than seated. So knees are crossed, and you're going to reach for the outsides of your feet the best you can. And you're pulling your feet towards your armpits, keeping feet high, trying to drop your lower back down to the mat. Should feel quite a lot in your hips here. And if this is not accessible, you can just hold on to the outsides of your shins. But you should feel a quite deep stretch in the sides of your hip. So breathing in the intensity of the pose. And becoming fully aware of your breath in your hip. So feeling the inhale and the exhale, and just watching the entirety of the breath as it moves in and out of that hip joint. Beautiful, releasing, and then switching sides. So left knee over right, lifting knees to the sky, and then grabbing onto your sides of the feet with your hands, lifting your feet as best as you can, and then drawing heels in towards armpits. And seeing where you don't need to hold tension here. So maybe you're gripping in your jaw or tightening in your eyes. So releasing your face, releasing your shoulders. But all the time making sure you're breathing, not holding your breath. Beautiful, release. You can have heels wide apart, knees together. One hand on your belly, one hand on your heart. So feeling belly and then chest rise as you inhale. And then as you exhale, chest and belly sink back down. Belly, chest, belly. Beautiful, hugging your knees into your chest. And we'll go for a twist. You can either have knees together, twisting over to the left. If not, extending one leg forward. So left leg comes forward, right knee hugs in, bringing right knee over to the left. Cactus your arm or extending it fully out to the right, turning your head to the right. And extending through your exhales here to help you really melt down into the mat. We're coming near the end of the class. So if you feel there's anything you're still holding on to that you don't need to anymore, just examine what you can do here to release it. See if you can let go of any tension in the body. Maybe smiling in the eyes and extending through our exhales. Knees back to center. And then either both knees over to the left or extending right leg long, hugging left knee in, and then left knee over to the right, extending left arm to the left. Zero tension in the face, soft. Your forehead is completely relaxed. And let's see if we can relax it even more. Inhale back to center. And then setting up for Shavasana, our final relaxation pose. So shoulder blades together, feet fall away, palms are open, closing your eyes. And then moving fingers and toes, knees into chest, hugging onto your knees. And then slowly coming up to sit. So crossing your legs, hands resting somewhere on your shins, and closing your eyes again. Feeling your body grounding down into the mat. Feeling your breath moving all the way from your sit bones up to the crown of your head. And then all the way back down. Blinking open your eyes, bringing your hands to heart center, and then bowing your head down towards your hands. Namaste. Thanks so much for joining me this morning for Golden Hour. I hope you've had a lovely practice, and I wish you a beautiful rest of your day. And if you've enjoyed this, please let me know, please subscribe, and I'll see you again maybe tomorrow for another yoga practice together. Have a lovely rest of your day.